What's up, Otaku fam? We are the Otaku Couple back with reactions here for the channel with more Gigguk. We have basically, this is Chainsaw Man. So for those of you who don't know, we actually currently are reacting to Chainsaw Man over on our Patreon. We just uploaded the last episode of the season, I believe, yesterday from the day that you guys are seeing this video. So it was a great time. If that interests you, check it out. We do a lot of anime, TV shows, and movies over on the Patreon. Fully uncut reactions. If they interest you, check it out down below. This dude just makes the best anime, like, synopsis, just discussion videos, period. About any series. Every time that he does one for, like, a specific series, it's done really well. One day we're going to do the Fate one as soon as Ren dictates that it's time to do the Fate one. It's a longer one.
Except for Fate. I have my arguments.
Be sure to comment, like, subscribe. Every little bit helps. So go check him out and check the rest of his videos. You will not be disappointed. We actually, for part of the new year, we are going to start diving into more of the Trash Taste Boys content that we've not been reacting to, like the Anime Man, Garnt here, more Sea Dog VA, all the good stuff. So if that interests you, be sure to leave some suggestions of some of their videos because they have a lot of backlog of videos that we have never seen before and don't really know how to start. So let us know. If you want it, we might do it. Let's hop on in.
Alright, everyone's talking about this new Chainsaw Man. Let's see what this show's all about.
What the
fuck did I walk into? Chainsaw Man. Easily the most...
Yes!
When that happened, I was like, okay. Yes.
Hey,
mommy vibes.
We like the good Dommy Mommy vibe, you know what I'm saying?
We love it. Woof.
Anticipated new anime to come out all year. The show that we weren't ready for, that would come down and grace us, showing us peasants once and for all what good anime is. So, how hard did Chainsaw Man hit when it dropped?
This is dirty. This is dirty.
Yeah, pretty fucking hard. As expected.
You didn't need to do that. I
forgot to clip it when I called it. I don't even know how to explain it to you properly, guys. Again, we have the full reaction series over on our Patreon, but when that happened, I called it so perfectly. The comedic timing could not have been better. I'm somewhat of a comedy savant.
It's taken over the community by storm, and with all this extra attention comes the extra scrutiny. After just one episode was out, already all the doubters banded together. Experts and scientists poured in thousands of man-hours to collectively construct the perfect critique, confident that their words would be so severe the Chainsaw Man fandom would be put in their place and the whole anime community would see the error of their ways. Here's what they came up with.
No.
Chainsaw Man fans have still not recovered to this day. But do the haters have a point? Did the anime live up to the expectations it built? Did everyone overhype it? What's the deal with Chainsaw Man? Anime fans have been eating good this year, but you know what? They could be eating even better with our sponsor today, Boxu.
There it is.
Oh, we're back to Boxu. It has been a while.
We've already said it before. Like, we want to read the manga, but we want to finish the show first because we know the manga's going to be hitting.
Yeah. My whole thing is, depending on if it's truly done now, if the anime is done, and depending on when they have a set release date for it to continue, then maybe I'll check it out because the manga it's still being worked on, so.
But the anime was, in my opinion, fantastic.
Right.
I love it.
And I would love to see how it differs or what they added or took away or all that good stuff. I like doing stuff like that.
Just fucking gorgeous.
And use code Gigguk for $15 off your first Boxu order. Thank you very much to Boxu for sponsoring us today. Back to the video. It's no secret that I'm already a big fan of the author, so external factors aside, I was already hyped as hell. Chainsaw Man was meant to be his magnum opus, taking everything he's learned from previous works and perfecting it. Chainsaw Man was meant to be the outlier of Shonen Jump, doing things its own way. Chainsaw Man starts off like a pretty standard shonen. You could be forgiven for getting a slight feeling of deja vu watching a spunky teenager on the brink of death making a contract with the devil to gain devil powers, only to be picked up by an organization that hunts said devils under the pretense that they can keep an eye on him and won't kill him as long as he's assisting in hunting other devils. Then we find out there's this super strong devil that they have to hunt by looking for his body parts, which is really risky because like any devil who's consumed some of those body parts is a super strong S-tier devil and you're like,
Wait a minute!
This is just Jujutsu Kaisen again. But that's where the similarities end. Chainsaw Man is a typical shonen in the same way that Stephen King's It is a children's show about a funny-looking clown. It is brutal, disgusting, raw. It is metal as fuck. It pushes the edge of what it even means to be a shonen action show in the first place. You look at some of these scenes, you see what these characters do, and you think, that's not what Goku would do. When we first meet Denji,
Yeah, it is. What do you mean? Goku would totally do some shit like that.
I did like that little. That's not what Goku would do.
Goku redirected Frieza's attack on Namek and blew up a whole nother planet. Yes, he
Technical
would.
term for this again? A broke-ass bitch. Due to some unfortunate circumstances, he lives every day just to survive. Drowned in debt, a bottom dweller of society, he sold his left eye, a kidney, one of his nuts. Yes, his nuts. Just to scrape by, living on a slice of bread a day. I mean, good lord, someone get this boy some Boxu. There you go, Boxu. That was a free one for you. But this immediately sets the tone for just what kind of world this is. Naruto, Demon Slayer, My Hero. These are worlds where some pretty hardcore shit can happen if you lay it out on paper, yet somehow everyone seems to have come out squeaky clean. Tanjiro had almost his entire family brutally murdered, and yet he's still like, oh, I'm gonna be a good boy, I'm gonna be the best boy, I'm gonna empathize with all the demons, I'm gonna make the world a good place.
Bitch, you saw your mother's bloody corpse! How are you more mentally stable than me, remembering I got my tax returns due in 2 months?
Shonen protagonists have always been about preaching that good moral. Work hard, train hard, be a good person, aspire to be something great. Everything that Denji isn't. The man's been through hell and just wants to live in mild comfort while copping the casual feel along the way. He doesn't have any grand aspirations. He doesn't want to fight for what is right. He's not the honorable, innocent, safe protagonist we've gotten used to. While Goku is out there being like, Cell, I want you to power up to your final form so we can have a fair and honorable fight. Denji's here like, finishing move. Delete bloodline.
Yes.
Delete bloodline.
But that's the thing that makes him interesting. Okay, Denji, I think you can stop now. I think he's learned his lesson.
That's what I love about it. It's like
Yeah. And because it makes sense. You look at his past, and then everyone else looks at him like he's the crazy one. He's the weird one. But he's like, bro, compared to my life before, I'm living my best life.
He's the most human out of all of them, to be honest
Yeah.
with that. Like, that last season, spoilers, but when he was like, you know, it's not going to bring her back, but hey, let's kick him in the fucking balls over and over again. It'll make us feel better.
Yeah, when the dude
That'll
was like,
make me feel
when
better.
they confronted, he was like, you killed my grandma. He's like, I only did that because they were turning into zombies, bro. Like straight up, like, I don't know what to tell you, man.
Do you feel bad? No, not really.
And him like contemplating, like, I mean, like, don't get me wrong, he's definitely not all right up in the head, but he shouldn't be.
Yeah.
Because that's like the whole Tanjiro thing. You can't go through something like that and just come out on the other side okay because that's your character. Like, that's what your character trait is, that you're the good-hearted, natured one.
He's known the streets, and that's what he is.
He knew nothing but hardship and didn't really have time to have any kind of emotions. So when he saw other people have emotions, he was like, huh, what would make me sad?
Yeah.
And he can't figure out anything because he's like, bro, what is sad? That's like my default for so long. And now I'm numb to that shit. So it's like,
God, Denji, no, this is not the way. Denji, God, please, Denji, for the love of God. But that's the thing that sets him apart and makes him interesting. And this is something that's pervasive throughout every single cast member in Chainsaw Man. Wouldn't you agree, Aki?
Yeah, totally agree.
Everyone here stands out from the typical characters you see, and I'm not talking about in that usual anime way. You know, sometimes you watch these animes and you see these characters that are like, look at me, I'm so quirky. Look at this weird thing I do. Isn't it so weird? Aren't I so weird and quirky? I'm not like other anime characters. And then their super weird quirk turns out to be something like, look at me, I sit funny. People in Chainsaw Man are just actually weird. Like, I don't know, puking in a guy's mouth and then he swallows it and then you try to sleep with him 5 hours later. Haha.
well, that's
Everyone
dramatic.
has a few screws loose, but it never comes at the expense of their character. All too often in anime, we see these characters that are distinguished by their weird quirks, and even if they have some depth to them, it always comes off as cartoonish, the anime-esque bullshit we've all gotten accustomed to. And one thing I gotta give props for is, despite how batshit insane these guys are, they all still feel like people. Everyone is just broken in some way, like they're all missing a different piece to make them normal. They're not cartoonish, they're just fucking weird, and that absolutely works. The dynamics, the antics, the banter, the cast is just so entertaining together. Like, there's a scene where a bunch of devil hunters are trapped in this building, possibly for an eternity, waiting for death. One of them has a panic attack. One of them starts freaking out and goes full yandere. They're laughing at each other. Denji falls asleep. Two of them decide now's the best time to pick up smoking. Power starts spouting off that she's going to be prime minister and raise the sales tax to 100%. And I'm sitting here being like, what the fuck am I watching? Chainsaw Man could be a sitcom.
That was a wild
watching the cast of
episode.
Always Sunny if they were stars.
That was a great explanation of that episode.
Are they assholes? Yeah. Would you be friends with them? Probably a bad idea. Is it just hella entertaining to see how they operate in the situations they find themselves in?
Yes, bitch.
It's all great stuff, even if the structure is a bit reminiscent to previous shonens we've seen. That is until this guy shows up, and that's when things really start revving up. This is the moment when Chainsaw Man really starts showing its true colors. Within a space of 20 minutes, it shifts from first gear straight to fifth gear, looks you dead in the eye and goes, "You stupid bitch, did you really think you knew where this was going?" You feel like a dumbass for forgetting the type of world this all takes place in. It is a cruel, ruthless place where your entire life can change in one instance, one bad experience, one unlucky encounter. There are no second chances, and villains aren't fucking around here. And just as you start to think, damn, these bad guys are pretty damn scary, Makima is then like,
Fuck.
only when you start to fear the bad guys do you see that the good guys are even more terrifying, and you don't know what to believe. Who's good? Who's evil? What's really going on? More questions emerge while nothing gets answered, and you realize the only thing you really knew is that you didn't know a damn thing. This was the Chainsaw Man I expected. Tatsuki Fujimoto is and never has been a by-the-books guy. It's like he lulled us into a false sense of security, then was like, alright, you've had your fun now, I'm die.
Thank you, forever.
The more episodes I watch, the faster I click on the next episode button, and my only gripe is that it feels like we've only just begun. 12 episodes feels brazenly short for the story that Chainsaw Man has set up, which begs the question, am I just going to read ahead in the manga? No. Because what I'm doing is watching the anime, then reading the manga.
That's what we want
right.
to do.
You heard that correctly. I'm reading the manga second. How does that make you feel, manga readers? Does it make you feel uncomfortable? Uneasy? Maybe I'll mix it up. Maybe I'll read a few chapters ahead and then let the anime catch up. Maybe I'll read chapter 70 out of context. Maybe I'll just translate it all into Braille and consume it that way. Yeah, I don't know where I was going with this. Anime is just my medium of choice. There's nothing that will replace Kensuke Ushio's hypnotic, mesmerizing soundtrack, the stellar animation, or the voice acting that bring the chemistry these characters have to life.
Yep.
猫よ、さらうなんてよ。デビルハンターとして許せねえ。
Impressive. Very nice.
And let's see the official Spanish dub.
Power.
de mierda. Secuestraron Gatito. Como Devil Hunter, no lo puedo dejar pasar.
But there are a few manga artists out there like...
What? Really?
Is that?
Oh, that's glorious.
Maybe we should find that and just record a little bit of that and paste it into here. Is that really a thing?
Maybe.
Oh no.
Go on.
Yikes forever.
Tatsuki Fujimoto, and after reading what the anime has covered, yeah, he's a
Stole
fucking
his
genius,
fucking
alright?
apples.
Only so rarely do you find someone who has such mastery of the page. Here is a man who knows how to use manga to its fullest potential, which he does consistently. If you're someone who's never really thought about layout, paneling, or page composition, I implore you to read any one of his works and you'll immediately realize, oh, that's why it matters. I know this because I never did until I could see how masterfully it could be used. Well, you know, you could just watch my other video where I go in depth about it. The work he's put into Chainsaw...
Or, no, you should do that. But you could also watch our reaction to that video.
We did react to it.
Man, the way he uses manga to convey ideas and feelings is something that would be impossible to translate into another medium. And so it doesn't, but what nuance it loses, it makes up for by adding its own. The anime takes its own approach in telling the story. Colors are more muted, characters look more realistic. It slows everything down, not to pad out the runtime, but just so you have time to get absorbed into this beautiful world. And this has made some of the more dramatic moments hit even harder. It doesn't just reference cinema, it doesn't just look cinematic, it feels cinematic. Almost as if this is an anime original production, not taking its material from a manga. I mean, just look at something like this.
Yeah.
Got it.
I fucking love how it feels like this devil was just deleted from existence, like it's what only an eerie, outer-worldly creature can do. And it was just such a subtle thing that could only be conveyed in anime form. It really seems like the team have put so much thought into the visual storytelling. There are no lazy camera angles, no throwaway shots, and instead of trying to replicate what the manga has done, they've asked themselves, what is something that only we could do? They added a 2-minute scene of Aki getting ready in the morning, and it is so beautifully calming that gives us a glimpse of who Aki is that was never in the manga. This is some Makoto Shinkai level of vibes that absolutely did not need to be done, which shows that someone there gives a shit. And this isn't even mentioning how good of a job they're doing with the animation. When people think good animation, they see a pretty fight scene and they think, oh, now this is good animation. Wait, 10 frames of CG? Unwatchable. But what they can gloss over is that 17 other minutes of anime in that anime. Chainsaw Man simply looks breathtaking in almost every single frame. Fight scenes aside, there is no reason why walking animation needs to look this goddamn smooth, or backgrounds look so spectacular, or hand-holding scenes should awaken something in me.
指の長さはどれくらい？手の
It
ひら
is so
は
beautiful.
冷たい？
And you know what? I'll say it. The CG doesn't even look bad. I think the real reason it stands out at points is just because of how
Nicely
goddamn
played.
spectacular everything else looks. Which experience is better? I don't know, whatever medium you bloody prefer. Why not both?
¿Por qué no los dos?
You have 2 separate versions, 2 separate styles, 2 separate approaches to telling this fantastic story in a way that utilizes their own medium to its highest potential instead of one trying to emulate the other. And I can't even begin to tell you how rare of an occurrence this is. Which is why it blows my mind when I see complaints that this scene doesn't look exactly how it does in the manga, or this isn't how the manga depicted this one thing. We have a chocolate cake and a chocolate ice cream in front of us and people are unhappy that it's not the exact same flavor of chocolate, and I'm like, bro, you have a delicious ice cream and cake right in front of you. Why are you complaining?
そのくらいでやめちゃうんだ
We
わ
see what you
今
were doing. We see what you were doing.
It's motherfucking bars. No.
Let me.
Bars. Very nice.
この子は
Chainsaw Man is setting up for the series fans said it would be, and it hit the jackpot of having an anime production this good while in no way replacing what the manga has done. Will these 12 episodes live up to the insane hype people said it would reach? No. But we already knew that, so the real question is, when the hell are we going to get more of it?
Oh god, Denji, please stop! His descendants are already dead!
If they had to collect lost
no.
followers, well, then I kick your devil instead.
No, I'm ready for season 2, man.
Me too.
Like
I said in the
I
beginning,
really love
he
this
said
show.
it best.
Yeah, I really love the show. I'm having a great time.
And I still went into it with not high expectations, but
Yeah.
relatively decently
Yeah.
high
And we had a friend
expectations.
that was like, people are saying it's kind of mid because it's like not animated well, or because the
Right.
3D didn't match the 2D. And like when we went in, I was like, Jesus Christ, the 3D matches perfectly with the 2D. Like, I love it.
Yeah, so personally, I absolutely love Chainsaw Man. It
Yeah.
was a great watch, and I'm glad that we were able to do it and didn't like take up a slot on our show list or anything for Patreon. It was just an extra once a week. It was a good time.
I'm ready for more,
Me too.
just like Spy Family.
Exactly. Thank you guys for the continued support. Let us know what you thought about Chainsaw Man if you've been consuming it, whether that be the manga or the anime, down below in the comments. Let us know what you want to see us react to next, and we will catch y'all for the next video.
Bye.
Bye.